Presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future, and presented by HockeyTournaments.com. Looking to host a tournament post-pandemic in North America? Well, HockeyTournaments.com has the best package for you, whether you're looking for a tournament to play in post-pandemic or hosting a tournament in North America. Go to hockeytournaments.com today to find the right package for you. And welcome to this special Saturday night Montreal Canadiens replay game. It actually is Hockey Night in Canada. I know! All right, we're going early this weekend because the Masters runs at noon on or through the regular time on Sunday, and I'm watching that, and Dusty Johnson and his big lead at Augusta National. So you got hockey tonight or tomorrow night if you're watching on YouTube, which I suspect most of you will. So this was a big game in Canada. This was Mario Lemieux's return to Montreal for the first time in the 88-89 season, and with the Maple Leafs in St. Louis, this game was shown on Hockey Night in Canada, coast to coast to coast, at 8 p.m. Eastern, with Ron McLean and Don Cherry and Bob Cole and Harry Neal at the Forum in Montreal. And why not? Mario Lemieux was the hottest thing in hockey at the start of the 88-89 season. In the first 9 games of the year, didn't really matter what the Penguins' record was, Lemieux had 33 points in 9 games. Yep, 33 points in 9 games. In fact, he was on pace for a 289-point season. How enamored was the Montreal English press at Super Mario? Native, of course, of Montreal. Saturday is the big paper day in French Quebec, which means that what we would normally get on a Sunday with travel sections and such would be the Saturday papers in Montreal. And on the front page of the sports section of the Gazette that day, who got a 3/4 of the page article on him? Yep, one Mario Lemieux, and some shots at the St. Louis Blues. So that's what this was coming in. He was having a monster year and was going to get a national bilingual television broadcast from all 3 Canadian coasts. Yep, no pressure on him at all. The Canadiens struggled over the course of the week. They got a tie in Detroit, which we did not show you. In fact, in the replay, they lost in Boston, which we showed you the last time we had hockey on, and they lost in overtime to Detroit. Stevie Yzerman's having a tremendous year, by the way. And so Patrick Waugh is not in the net. He lost both the games on the road trip. So lots of pressure, and hard to believe for Mario. He's only 23 years old when this game is played. He's just a baby. So with all that, here we go. It is the Penguins that coming into this one at 5-4-0, and Montreal at 7-4-0. And so let's meet the starting lineups for this one from October 29th, 1988. Can you imagine? Is your camera working? Yes, your camera is working. Thanks, Dave. Starting lineups tonight for the Penguins and the Canadiens, brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. It is Super Mario at center for Pittsburgh, although he doesn't have the 33 points in his had in real life the first 9 games. Can you imagine that, Dave? 33 points in 9 games. He does have 15, 8 goals and 7 assists. Kevin Stevens on his left, 2 goals and 2 assists, and Rob Brown, 8 goals and 7 assists, so he has 15 points in the first 9 games. Paul Coffey is the left defenseman, 2 goals and 9 assists, and boy, does he look all that like an 80s player. 20 penalty minutes and 2 fights. Zardy Zalapski, ZZ Top, 3 goals and 4 assists. And Wendell Young in the net, a goals against average of .437 and a save percentage of .863. It's about what Dave's numbers were in high school. For Montreal, Stéphane Richer, for his trying to injure that poor Boston Bruin player, got a 3-game suspension. He'll be back next week, but he's missing tonight and he's missing the next one. Bobby Smith at center, 4 goals and 9 assists, 10 penalty minutes. Nats Naslin, 6 goals and 7 assists. And Mike Keane gets a start on the right wing with a goal and 3 assists. Chris Chelios, and Noah's hair is not frosted and tipped in 1988. 4 goals and 4 assists, and he's been in 2 fights in 32 penalty minutes. The Canadiens welcome back Larry Robinson in the fold, and Brian Hayward gets a start between the pipes for the Habs, a goals against average of .167. Wow, by the way, is 4-4 on the year. Hayward is 3-0, and a save percentage of .940. And with all that, Lemieux at center with Bobby Smith. And this one is underway. Won by Mario to Brown. Lemieux chips it all the way down behind the net, and Montreal will have it. Bobby Smith to Keane, and Keane in the zone to Smith. Bobby Smith. Lemieux's going to try to block this one. Scoring chance. It is blocked by Brown to Coffey. Now to Stevens. Brown through center. And he comes across as offside. 1 minute gone. Brian Skrudlin, who really was suffering from bronchitis a while. Second line center for Montreal. Mike McPhee on the left. Claude Lemieux. Love that 80s hair on the right. Rick Green and Pedro Svoboda on the defense. John Cullen, the center for the second line for the Penguins. Randy Cunningworth, future Hartford Oiler. On the left, Jay Caulfield, future or previous New York Ranger, on the right. Doug Bodger is your friend. Make friends with Doug Bodger, the right defense. And Steve Dykstra, the left defender. Cullen just outside the zone will win the face-off. Dykstra, they bring it back. Bodger chips it out. Taking it center. By Svoboda. Claude Lemieux. There you go. Claude has it over the line. Cullen checks him in the wall, and here comes Pittsburgh. Bodger. Cunningworth around the boards, dump and chase, and nothing doing. Svoboda. And it's changes all the way around. Carbonneau with Ryan Walter and Charbonneau. The forwards for the Habs, Craig Ludwig, and Eric Desjardins, who was coming off an injury. In the lineup for Montreal. Bob Gainey, by the way, is hurt. Carbonneau hit by Callender. Here come the Penguins. Callender to Quinn to Johnson. He fires, and Haywood sees that all the way. And we got some pushing and shoving. So Cullen, Cunningworth, and Caulfield on the ice with Bodger and Dykstra. I'll show you some pictures of Montreal players. Guy Carbonneau, Ryan Walter. Jose Charbonneau, Eric Desjardins, and Craig Ludwig. Face off in the Montreal zone. Cullen wins it. Caulfield to Cullen. Back over to Bodger. Can they get a shot away? Bodger will take it. He fires. Rebound by Hayward. Loose in the crease. Bodger has it. Pittsburgh to Cunningworth. Low percentage shot. Haywood makes the catch. Players wishing each other a happy Halloween. 16:47 to go. First period. Dan Quinn will take this face off. Bob Airy. Sounds like someplace you'd go stay at the Poconos on the left wing. Jock Callender. Isn't that a happy-looking picture? He's on the right. Randy Hillier on the right D, and Jimmy Johnson the left D. Brent Gilchrist, the fourth line center tonight. Shane Corson and John Kordick for Montreal. Gilchrist and Quinn on the face-off, won by Quinn. Mishandles it. Corson. Chelios and Robinson will come in for the Habs. Kordick over the line to Robinson. To pass it around, Gilchrist tries to find Robinson for a blue line special. He's looking for a deflection. Corson by the net. He shoots. Young makes the save. Gives it up to Hillier. Here come the Pens. Quinn now in the Montreal zone. Hit by Robinson. Montreal has it at center. First line in. They dump it in. Keane. Hit by Dykstra. Keane will lose it. Now here's Bodger. Lemieux on the ice. Over to Phil Bourque. Bourque with a shot from the tough angle. Brown in front of the net. Bourque shoots. Haywood with a stop. 14:36 to go. Skrudland versus Quinn on this face-off. Shots 4-1 in favor of the Pens. And the face-off is won by Pittsburgh. I think they've won them all. Calendar hit by Ludwig. Here come the Habs. Desjardins to Lemieux. Send it out. Taken by Pittsburgh. Quinn over the line to Bob Airy. Airy has a shot. Quinn in front. He shoots, scores! Bob Airy, his first of the year.
Pittsburgh goal scored by Bob Airy, his first of the season, assisted by Dan Quinn, and by Jock Calendar. Time of the goal 6 minutes 33 seconds.
Well, it's not been a great couple weeks for the Montreal Canadiens, and Airy, they let him loose behind the net. He finally got it loose between the dots and fired one past Haywood, and it's 1-0 Penguins. So Carbonneau will be out there against Lemieux. Face-off is won by Montreal. Carbonneau to Charbonneau. They leave it, and Pittsburgh starts the next rush.
Pittsburgh penalty to Jim Johnson. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 6 minutes 51 seconds.
Well, Johnson made the trip inside his own zone. That wasn't very smart. And so he'll go to the box, and the Habs get their first power play of the game. Shots 5-1 in favor of the Pens. It'll be Smith, Corson, and Naslund for Montreal, with Chelios and Svoboda. Mario out to kill this with Phil Bourque, Hillier, and Dykstra. How you doing, JT Dutch? I'm doing well. Saturday night special for you. Habs and the Penguins from the 29th of October, 1988. Face-off by Young, won by Smith. Chelios. Just going to shoot a wrister here. He fires, blocked by Hillier. Naslund has Bobby Smith open, left side. He fires again, that's blocked by Hillier. Controlled by Chelios. Chelios. Cross ice pass to Svoboda. Pater winds and fires. Blocked by Dykstra to Phil Bourque. And Pittsburgh will... Oh, Lemieux is checked by Naslund. The crowd doesn't like that. Corson has it. They're trying to find Bobby Smith on the left side. Smith, low shot. Trying to beat Young, low left. He fires. Rebound given up by Young. Loose puck controlled by Hillier, but only to Chelios. Chelios going to take the shot. He fires and misses over everything wide left to Corson behind the net. They'll set this back up. They don't like what they have. Now Naslund. Naslund behind the net. He's going to try to find Bobby Smith in the center. He's got room. Pass to Smith. He's going to get pressured by Bork. He shoots. Rebound given up by Young. Controlled by Hillier, but they can't clear it. Here's Chelios. 59 seconds to go in the power play. Chelios shoots. Blocked by Hillier. Montreal would love to change up here. Corson behind the net. Blue line special to Svoboda. He's looking for a rebound. He shoots. Young will hold it. And with 40 seconds left, we can finally get some changes. So 3 shots for the Habs. No, it's not an as played. I don't know who started this game. I read the Montreal paper is on newspapers.com, so I read the notes before the start of the game. But Wah played the last 2 and lost. Their last stream we did was against Boston, so we lost the one at the Garden, and they lost to Detroit in overtime on Wednesday at the Joe. So I'm going with Haywood, who hasn't lost, by the way, this year. He's 3-0, while Wah is 4-4. Hannon. Dave Hannon will take this face-off. Against Guy Carbonneau. McPhee and Lemieux for Montreal, or Flawed Lemieux, as we were told earlier. Robinson and Desjardins, the blue liners. Guy Carbonneau wins the face-off. Desjardins. A slapper. Rebound given up by Young. Loose in front, McPhee. McPhee behind the net. He's got Lemieux in there. At point-blank range, Claude Lemieux shoots. Saved by Young. Oh, baby. Rebound. Coffey got it, but Lemieux swiped it. Lemieux behind the net. Trying to find Guy Carbonneau in the slot. Carbonneau shoots. Young with a save. That's 6 shots for Montreal in this power play. Goes back to center. 21 seconds left in it. Claude Lemieux at center. Gives it to Carbonneau. Over to Desjardins. Desjardins misses out wide right. Carbonneau to Claude Lemieux. Time running out. Desjardins will wind and fire. He shoots. Rebound by Young. Desjardins, the power play's over. 6 shots, nothing doing. Desjardins. Gonna pass it to Carbonneau. Carbonneau shoots, even strength. Young with the save. Coffey's got it, and Pittsburgh finally can clear it. Frank Pietrangelo played in this game for Pittsburgh, okay? And Hayward did start. Okay. So now you know. So it's Gilchrist, Walter, and Kordic on the ice against Johnson, Hannon, and Cullen. Walter tries to skate it in. Gilchrist, a heavy slapper. And Young will make the save. TV timeout, 10:36 to go, first period. Pittsburgh 1, Montreal nothing. And our first check of the Digital Dice scoreboard on a busy night in the National Hockey League. From Boston Garden, Buffalo and the Bruins are scoreless in the first. We know that every time Buffalo scores, somebody will unsub. In Hartford, the Whale play the Devils. 15:02 to go in the first period of that one. No score. Rangers are in Philadelphia tonight. 11:01 to go in the first period there. And it's 2-0 Rangers. Hardy with a goal at 7:06 of the first period. So let me take a drink. And that's brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Ow. It'll be Smith and Cullen on the face-off. Bobby hopes to draw it back. He does win it. Over to Chelios. Chelios is going to try the shot. And Young will save and hold. And some happy Halloween outings there. So now Quinn comes in for the face-off again. Smith, Bob Airy, the goal scorer out there. And Jock Callender, J-O-C-K, not J-A-Q-U-E. Johnson and Hillier, the defenseman. Smith hopes to drop this one back again. Won by Quinn. The Callender over the line, and he is offside. And now a big hand for Mario as he's on the ice. 9:43 to go, first period. Face-off is tied up, won by Montreal. Naslund dumps it in. Dump and chase Smith behind the net to Naslund. And now Smith. No one really open. Smith and trying to find Naslund cross ice, and he loses the puck. Here's Lemieux to Zalapski. Double Z over to Lemieux. DeBoert. Penalty coming up on Larry Robinson.
Montreal penalty to number 19, Larry Robinson. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes 20 seconds.
Well, Robinson doesn't agree with that. But it will not be Lemieux to start the power play. Quinn, Cunningworth, and Cullen out there against Carbonneau and Corson. Green and Svoboda will start on D. Carbonneau wins it over to Green, and Green will ice the puck. Hillier starts the rush, a minute 51, in the holding call to Robinson. Cullen in the zone to Quinn. Cunningworth trying to find somebody, stolen by Shane Corson. Pittsburgh, by the way, is the best power play in the National Hockey League at 35%. Montreal is 5th on the kill at 81. Montreal clears. No changes. Here comes Cunningworth. First power play for the Pens. About a minute left to go. And another penalty. Oh, my goodness, another one. Corson and Cunningworth. Corson tried to hook him again.
Montreal penalty to Shane Corson. 10 minutes for match. Time of the penalty, 12 minutes 32 seconds.
And so in successive streams, we've had match penalties, and I'm sure the league will suspend Shane Corson for 3 games for that. So Carbonneau will serve it. Corson goes to the locker room. And 18,000 and change here at the Forum are incensed. It's now 5-on-3. Lemieux, Stevens, Kevin Stevens. Yeah, that's a wow is right. And Rob Brown out against Walter with Chelios and Ludwig. So it's 5-on-3 for the next 48 seconds. And then the rest of it's a 5-minute major. So the shot's 11-5 in favor of Montreal. See what Lemieux can do with all this room. Lemieux wins the faceoff. Brown going to take a shot right off the bat on Hayward. And that misses everything wide. Brown behind the net. 40 seconds on the 5-on-3. Chelios nailed Brown. And Ludwig is going to try to clear this. Walter does. 20 seconds to go. They change defense, does Montreal. Zalapski, and it's a 2-line pass, and the 5-on-3 is over. Desjardins and Robinson will be the defenders. Walter and McPhee out there against Lemieux, Brown, and Stevens. Pittsburgh did not get a shot on that 5-on-3. Lemieux wins the face-off. Stevens to Brown. Robinson hits it. McPhee with a breakaway, short-handed. A 1-on-none. McPhee. Can he tie it? No! Young with a save to Stevens. Oh, wow. Dykstra. 3:44 in the major. They clear it to center, and that's about it. Robinson to Walter. They dump it in and give it up. Bodger Gilchrist and Naslin now will try to kill this for Montreal. Green and Ludwig, 3 minutes to go in the major. Brown, hit by Gilchrist. Montreal has it at center. Green to Gilchrist in the zone, but Brown knocks him down. Penguins still don't have a shot. Halfway home in the major. Cullen over the line to Cunneyworth. Cunneyworth shoots. Rebound Hayward. Controlled by Quinn behind the net. Quinn to Coffey. He slaps it. Blocked by Green. Coffey to Zalapski. Over to Quinn behind the net. Finds Cunneyworth. Between the dots, Hayward stands tall. That rebound bounces back to center. Cullen back over the line for Coffey. He shoots. Hayward gives up the rebound. Coffey has it back again. Coffey going to try the shot in the traffic. Hayward will deflect that out of play. 1:50 to go in the power play, being the match penalty to Corson, now being served by Carbonneau. So Walter and McPhee the forwards, Chelios and Robinson on the defense. Quinn, Cunneyworth, and Cullen, Hillier, and Johnson the defenders. Bodger played with Buffalo, right? For the most part, JT? So, okay. You almost unsubbed again? You'll be subbing back. 1-0 Penguins, 4:18 to go in the first. Face-off is won by Quinn. Johnson shoots. Hayward will hold it. Second verse, same as the first. 1:40 to go in the major. 4:08 to go in the period. Montreal wins the draw. Walter will clear. Smith and Keane will be the forwards for Montreal. Yep, so this was the last game probably before the trade. Did they get one Tom Barrasso in that? Was that the Barrasso trade? That was huge for the Penguins' future. Cunneyworth up the ice to Quinn. Quinn over the line now. Quinn tries to set it up. Quinn. Dan Quinn. Right side. Shoot. Scores! Dan Quinn.
Pittsburgh power play goal by Dan Quinn, his fourth of the season, assisted by Randy Hillier, and by Jim Johnson. Time of the goal 16 minutes 29 seconds.
First assist for Johnson, fifth for Hillier. Quinn was open on the right side and ripped it over Brian Hayward. Not much you can do about that. Svoboda and Desjardins, the defender. It was Doug Bodger and Darren Shannon for Tom Barrasso and a draft pick. And Barrasso, one of the huge reasons why the Penguins got as good as they did. They lead this one 2-0 in the first period at the Forum. Where art thou, Carey Fraser? Smith and Quinn on the face-off. Won by Quinn. Cullen over the line to Coffey. Smith drives Zalapski in the wall. Smith on the rush. Keane and Smith. Coffey back there. Short-handed bid. Smith stops, waits over to Keane. They can't get the shot. 38 seconds left on the major. Lemieux back on the ice. Brown dumps it in. Brown gets it back. Brown to Lemieux. Over to Stevens. Hit by Desjardins. Montreal will try and clear it. Svoboda does. And there's 8 seconds to go. They'd have to be really quick. Pittsburgh changes. Airy had one of the goals to Caulfield. Calendar. And that will do it. Calendar. Power play is over. Airy has already got one goal. He'll shoot. Hayward makes the stop. TV timeout. 2:18 to go. In the first period, the score, Pittsburgh 2, Montreal 0. And lots of updates for you this time around on the Digital Dice scoreboard. You can sub again. You lead. It's 2-0 Boston over Buffalo in the first period. Cam Neely with the most recent goal at 7:59 of the first. Jersey and Hartford, no score at the Yale Red Sox fan mall and hockey rink in Hartford. Detroit and Minnesota just starting things up in Bloomington. Quebec and the Islanders almost through the end of the first period. 2-1 Nords. Gillis at 14-12 to put Quebec on top 2-1. And the Leafs and the Blues are scoreless as they get started at the checkerboard. So Bobby Smith and Mario Lemieux on this face-off. Won by Smith in the Montreal zone. Cross in the Pittsburgh zone. Chelios to Smith. Mr. Mike in the truck used to go to the mall to see the Wolfpack games. Yep. Smith fires. Young makes the stop and will have a save and a hold. Minute 56 to go in the opening period. It'll be Smith against Lemieux. Bobby hopes to draw this back. He wins it. Naslund to Smith. Nobody open as he waits behind the net, if I hit the right button. Chelios to Naslund. Naslund will try and penetrate. He's got 6 goals on the year. He gets past his defender. On to Young. Scores! Mats Naslund.
Montreal goal scored by number 26. Mats Naslund, his 7th of the season, assisted by number 24, Chris Chelios, and by number 15, Bobby Smith. Time of the goal 18 minutes 43 seconds.
Well, that will make some people happy, for sure. Naslund got stick handle past his defender, went wide on Young, and makes it a 2-1 game. The assist coming from Chelios, his 5th, and Smith, his 10th of the year. 2-1. By the way, we'll be chatting with Ratcast at the end of the period. We'll be chatting with Dave Gardner at the end of the period. Cullen and Smith on the face-off. Won by Smith. Behind the net, and they start it up. They'll dump it down for Keane. Over to Smith. There's a penalty coming.
Pittsburgh penalty to John Cullen. 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal penalty to number 24, Chris Chelios. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 19 minutes 1 second.
Well, we expected this one to be rough, and that's exactly what it is. Oh, no, you'll resub. You'll resub. So 1 minute to go here. Cullen and Chelios, 2 minutes to... In the box, it'll be Skrudland, McPhee, and Claude Lemieux out there against Brown, Bork, and Hannon. Ludwig and Svoboda, the defenseman. Bodger and Dykstra for Pittsburgh. In the zone, Montreal will be. Shots 14-12 in favor of the Habs. Hannon wins the face-off. Bodger to Hannon. Knocked down by Smith. Here's Svoboda. They got a rush here. 3-on-2. Smith and Svoboda. I thought I changed up the forwards. Keane's going to get the shot. Young with the save. 33 seconds to go. Deflected in the corner. Bodger and Smith fight for it. Bodger has it over to Dykstra. Dykstra clears it back. 15 seconds to go. Now we put on the fresh skaters for Boda. And trying to skate it over the line. Skrudland onside, and that will be the end of the period. Shots 15-12 in favor of Montreal. Scoring chances 11-7 in favor of Montreal. Block shots 5-1 in favor of the Pens, and they only got one in that 5-minute major, but they lead 2-1. Dave Gardner coming up in the coach's corner right here on Retro Sports Network. Let's see if we can do this. Hold on.
Yes.
So, since we're here doing Saturday night, we don't have Don Cherry. We do have Dave Gardner. You can't see me, but you can hear. That's the cup.
I got my Stanley Cup out, yeah.
You got your Stanley Cup. I don't want to embarrass you. Buckeye Todd just came in to say hello. So, we don't have Don Cherry. We do have you. And so, after 20 minutes, your impressions of this game.
Well, I'm seeing the Canadiens playing dirty. Match penalties, major penalties, high stick. Larry Robinson's been in the box. It's everything you expect out of Montreal.
What do you mean, don't embarrass you? Go ahead. Keep on embarrassing me. To another match penalty on Shane Corson. What did you think about that?
I thought it was well deserved. I would have given him 2 match penalties. That would have been matchmaking on the play.
So you would match with yourself?
Yeah, Match.com.
Where you can find the best microwavable pineapple pizza, right?
No, what are the chances of getting match penalties in back-to-back games? Right?
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And on the wrong team. I mean, on Montreal.
Well, it's been on Montreal twice. That's kind of strange, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So how much pressure, I don't know how much of this stream that you caught, reading through the Montreal Gazette the morning of the 29th. And so you're a Montreal Canadiens player, and you open up the paper, and you see a full-page article on the front of the sports section on Mario Lemieux. And he was on pace at that point for a 289-point season. He had
That's why you have a full-page article on a guy like that. Holy cow, that's insane.
Isn't it really?
You know?
He had 33 points the first 9 games of the season.
What did you say he was, 20?
It was 23.
23? Wow. That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive. And a little blurb on like page 4 on poor Brent Gilchrist. Good luck trying to defend against Mario Lemieux tonight. You're just a rookie in the NHL. No pressure on you. And oh, by the way, the Leafs are in St. Louis, so everyone in Canada gets to see this game. No pressure on you at all. So generally, I know you've caught some of this replay and stuff. Generally, your thoughts on this team and Action PC hockey and such?
Action PC hockey is great. I think it's fun. I think it's great to stream. I would love next year's version to have the chalkboard like the basketball game. Then I think this game would be pretty complete. I really do.
Absolutely. Any real quick questions for Dave? You're doing Hockey Blast at the moment, or you're cutting cards at the moment.
Yeah, I just finished up a 1979-80 one-off between the Kings and the Blackhawks. The Kings winning 4-3, 79-80 season. And I'm cutting cards up now for Status Pro Hockey. I might give that a shot tonight.
So there you go. And so our next podcast on Digital to Dice, the sponsor of the Scoreboard Show, will be setting up replays and doing stats. Is it a chore? Is it something you like? Give a little preview of what your thinking is as you're cutting all those cards.
I think sometimes it's very fun and enjoyable, and other times you just want to get it done and play the game.
So there you go. We'll be taping that sometime this week. Again, we tried to get Don Cherry or one of his couch covers to do, and so you had to settle for Dave. And so in the coach's corner, Dave Gardner for Hockey Night in Canada and digitaldice.com. There you go.
That's how we do things here.
And so if you're wondering how we're doing this, I'm doing it through Hangouts and just put Dave over the screen, and it turned out pretty well. And so there you go. So follow Dave Gardner if you don't. And so we'll have the second period for you right after I say goodbye to Dave.
Goodbye, Dave.
Goodbye, Dave. So here is a Digital Dice scoring summary. Bob Airy first on the net at 6:33 from Quinn and Callender. And then a match penalty to Shane Corson. And again, we're not talking Dickie Dawson or Brett Summers here. He tried to injure, I think it was Randy Cunneyworth. And so Quinn got one there to make it 2-0. And then Mats Naslund at 18:43, his 7th of the year to make it 2-1. Shots on goal, 15-12 in favor of Montreal. Face-offs, 11-10 in favor of the Penguins. 9-3 the hits in favor of Montreal. 5-1 blocked shots. 2-1 missed nets. And the scoring chances, 11-7 in favor of Montreal. There it is. That answers my question about missed shots. What question was that? Missed the net? And on the scoring summary, Boston leads Buffalo 2-0 near the end of the first. New Jersey and Hartford scoreless in the first period. Detroit and Minnesota scoreless in the first period. 2-1 Nords over the Islanders at the end of one. And the Blues and the Leafs are scoreless in the first period. So Green and Robinson, as there's a minute 1 left in the matching roughing minors to Chelios and Cullen. So Smith and Lemieux. How does a New England guy like me become a Habs fan? Okay. Well, we get CBC on cable. And so they were on. Actually, I watched them in French. We didn't have cable in the house I learned hockey in. And so, if you wanted to watch sports on a Saturday night, it was Le Canadien on Soirée du Hockey, presented by Molson. And so, I became a Canadiens fan. And they'd won all those cups. You know, you knew about them. So, we didn't get Bruins games. So, that's how I became a Habs fan. We're only an hour and a half away from Montreal here. Face-off won by Lemieux. Lemieux from Brown. Back to Lemieux. He shoots wide left. Nothing doing. Robinson will have it. Over to Naslund. Smith over the line to Keane. Through traffic. Bobby Smith is loose. For a deflection, Keane shoots. Blocked by Zalapsky. He has control. Pittsburgh clears it to Naslund at center. Second line in. McPhee over the line to Green. Delayed penalty coming up on the Penguins. Green shoots. Young will save.
Pittsburgh penalty to number 77, Paul Coffey, 2 minutes for hooking.
So the minors are over. Chelios and Svoboda will be on the power play. Bobby Smith, McPhee, and Naslund. Remember now, no Corson the rest of this one. And if they do to Corson what they did to Stefan Richer, it's a 3-game suspension. Lemieux and Bourque to kill it for the Pens with Johnson and Hillier. 16-12, the shots for Montreal. In the zone, face-off is won by Pittsburgh. Bourque, short-handed bid, knocked off by Smith. Here comes the Habs. Montreal, they skated up. Naslund, behind the net. But nothing doing. Bourque will clear it. 1:18 to go in the power play. Carbonneau, Walter, and Claude Lemieux. The new forwards. Montreal, 17th in the NHL on the power play, 22%. Pittsburgh is awful killing penalties. They're 19th, and they've killed off only 70%. Carbonneau in trouble. He'll dump it in for Claude Lemieux. Carbonneau misplays it again, and Hillier will clear it to Johnson. Now over to Hannon. Chelios with the cross-ice check. Carbonneau, 50 seconds to go in the power play. Montreal looking for a shot. Carbonneau. They pass it around, taken by Zalapsky to Hannon. Pittsburgh will clear. 21 seconds to go. First line in, Montreal trying to put a shot on Naslund. To Smith, Bobby Smith. And the slot is going to miss that one wide right. Smith, power play is over. No shots for Montreal. Going to try a wraparound on Young. He shoots. Young stands tall. Got a blocker on it. Lemieux clears it. Only to center. Desjardins tries to get it in. Gilchrist to Walter. Checked by Callender. Callender with the steal. At center, here come the Pens. Airy dumps it in for Callender. From Quinn, they play tic-tac-toe. Gilchrist got a skate on it. He steals it. And here come the Habs. Kordic behind the net. Over to Walter. Delayed penalty again coming up on the Pens. Walter, a wrister, that misses everything, and it's touched.
Pittsburgh penalty to Jock Callender. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes 13 seconds.
So, first line in for Montreal, Smith, McPhee, and Naslund, Ludwig and Green, the defenders. Hannon and Cullen, the forwards, Dystra and Johnson trying to kill it. 15:47, Callender in the box for hooking, won by Smith. Tries to find Ludwig, left side. One-timer Young with a rebound. Swept it back for Johnson. Over the line. It's going to be a short-handed bid for the Pens. He shoots. Hayward makes the stop. Naslund. Montreal trying to get anything going here. Zalapsky and Naslund battle for it. Naslund behind the net now. Naslund. He loses it. Nothing doing. Pittsburgh will try and clear. Hannon. They do clear. Line changes coming up. Minute 3 in the power play. Carbonell over the line to Svoboda. Svoboda trying to find Claude Lemieux. Lemieux with Walter in front. Shoots. Rebound. Young. Walter behind the net. Feeds it out for Chelios. He'll shoot. Carbonell deflects it wide to Svoboda. They play pass again. Svoboda with a shot. 29 seconds to go in the power play. He'll shoot. Hillier blocks it. To Chelios. Chelios. Trying to find Ryan Walter. Bork with a check. Nothing doing. 11 seconds to go. Pittsburgh will kill this off. Montreal at center. It won't matter. Power play's over. Gilchrist. They skated into Kordic. Another penalty coming up. But Quinn and McPhee get into it.
Pittsburgh penalty to Dan Quinn. 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal penalty to Mike McPhee. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 6 minutes 30 seconds.
Well, Montreal has been about as efficient as a snowblower trying to get through mud tonight, although they have outshot the Pens 19-13. Their power play chances have been terrible. Skrudlin out there with Walter and Lemieux. Yeah, a lot of penalties. Pittsburgh took a lot, too. Cullen, Airy, and Callender with Zalapsky and Coffey. Skrudlin and Cullen on the face-off. Tied up, won by Skrudlin. Desjardins over to Skrudlin. Claude Lemieux behind the net. No one there that can really score. Zalapsky knocks him up. Here come the Pens. Airy starts this rush for Pittsburgh. Down the right side. Dumps it in. Hayward will play it for Ludwig, and that almost hurt him. Line changes coming up. Keane in trouble. Dumps it around for Bobby Smith. Smith will get a shot. He fires, deflected by Keane for the score.
Montreal goal scored by Mike Keane, his second of the season, assisted by number 15, Bobby Smith, and by number 26, Mats Naslund, time of the goal 7 minutes 41 seconds.
Smith just fired off a heavy shot, and Keane got the stick on it and blew it past the keeper. And now we're tied at 2 at 12:19 to go. 49 seconds left in the matching penalties to Quinn and McPhee. So for Smith, that's his second assist of the game, and for Naslund, his second point. So a lot of penalties, a lot of line jockeying. That's the word I'm looking for. And we're all shining at 2-2. 2013, the shots in favor of Montreal. Face-off was won by Smith. Keane will dump it down to Naslund. Over to Smith. Another penalty coming, this time on Pittsburgh.
Penalty to Jim Johnson. 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes 59 seconds.
So this will be the 5th power play coming up for Montreal. They'll just leave out the forwards, Naslund, Smith, and Keane with Green and Robinson. Lemieux will try to kill this off for Pittsburgh. Won by Smith. Naslund to Bobby Smith. In trouble, he misplayed it. And Lemieux will get it back on side. Lemieux over the line. Over to Bourque. And Bourque, he had a short-handed chance and couldn't do anything with it. Habs on the power play. 1:29 to go. Naslund to Keane. He shoots, blocked by Cullen. Back over to Keane behind the net. Nobody open for the shot. 1:20 to go in the power play. Now Naslund doesn't like what he sees. They'll play dump it around again. This time it's Keane. He's got Bobby Smith open. For an outside shot, Smith shoots. That misses everything wide right. Puck bounces to center. Montreal will change. Skrudland starts this rush at center. Lemieux over the line to Svoboda. Chelios. He'll fire. Lemieux in front, saved by Young. Loose puck controlled by Carbonneau. Over to Chelios. Trying to find Skrudland up the left side. Skrudland, slapper. No! Young with the save. To Dykstra. Can Dykstra clear it? Hannon will clear it. 28 seconds to go in the power play. Robinson and Desjardins and Keane come on the ice. 2 shots for the Habs here in this power play. Game is tied at 2. Desjardins for Carbonneau, but checked by Bourque, and the power play is over. Montreal is 0 for 5 tonight. Brown over the line to Hannon. One-timer blocked by Desjardins to Walter. They clear. Bodger. Then it's Pittsburgh Swan Song over to Hannon. To Bodger. He shoots. Hayward saw that one all the way. Ludwig will start it up. 9:20 to go, second period. 2-2 the score. Kordic up the right side. Dumps it around for Gilchrist. Back to Kordic. Bodger with the steal. Habs change up. Zalapski with the puck. Over to Callender. Over the line. And Cullen and Smith get called for roughing.
Pittsburgh penalty to John Cullen. 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal penalty to number 15, Bobby Smith. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 11 minutes 17 seconds.
Well, let's take a look at the Digital Dice scoreboard. The Bruins still lead the Sabres 2-0 in the second period. Edmonton has won in the first over Washington. Mark Messier at 6:11 to lead 1-0. Kevin Dineen has Hartford on the board in the second. He scored at the 1:10 mark. 1-0 Hartford over New Jersey. The Rangers all over the Flyers, 4-1 in the second. Dahlin is second of the game at 10:08. Finn, the last goal for Quebec, 18-12 marker the second. They leave the Islanders 4-3. And Clint Ronning is St. Louis on the board at 18:03 of the second, but they trail the Leafs 2-1. And I'm going to take a drink as Carbonneau and Quinn get ready for the face-off. These two teams don't apparently like each other. Can you tell? Quinn with a face-off. Over to Airy. Airy's got one goal already. He shoots, blocked by Carbonneau. Carbonneau to Green. We're playing 5-on-5. Smith and Cullen in the box for their bad Halloween costumes. McPhee over the line to Claude Lemieux. Lemieux, right side shot. Rebound given up by Young. Loose in front. Lemieux will have it. That's Claude. He's going to try a wraparound. Claude gets it off. Fire is saved by Young, and that will be a TV timeout. We just showed you the scores. Mario Lemieux is on the ice. He'll be out there against Gilchrist. Brown and Stevens, the wingers. Zalapsky and Coffey, the defenders. Gilchrist, as we said, got to shadow Lemieux. Lucky him in this game in real life. Walter and Charbonneau are out there with Chelios and Robinson. And Gilchrist is removed. Ryan Walter will take the face-off, won by Mario. Over the line to Zalapsky. Coffey, now Lemieux. Mario. His first shot of the game on Hayward is covered up by Bryan. 37 seconds left in the matching minors. Lemieux and Gilchrist in the Montreal zone. Won by Mario. Over to Stevens. He shoots. Hayward makes the stop and will do it again. Cunneyworth and Caulfield will join Lemieux. No changes from Montreal. 6:57 to go. Lemieux and Gilchrist. Won by Lemieux. He draws it back to Coffey. His wrister. Saved by Hayward. You'd think Bryan will play this. Well, they finally get Lemieux off the ice. So Quinn, Airy, and Callender, as finally the boxes are clear. Green and Svoboda. Gilchrist and Quinn on the face-off. Won by Quinn. 2-2 tie, second period. Hillier. Driven to the boards by Charbonneau. Charbonneau starts the rush to Charbonneau. And they clear it, but they do not set anything up. Callender starts the run the other way. Montreal will have it at center. Bobby Smith. They tried to skate it in. Keane to Smith. He shoots. Young with a save, and we'll get another TV timeout. 5:06 to go in the second period. 2-2. I think these are all the same scores. Yep, they're all the same scores. So we don't need to read them again. Lemieux and Smith out for this face-off. A tense one here in Montreal. Mario wins it to Bort. And they'll ice it. We'll do it again. Smith and Lemieux. Won by Bobby Smith. And he got nailed and no one saw it. Smith has it. Oh, they are chirping now. We haven't had a fight, but I bet we get one soon. Keane. Point blank. Young with the save. Coffey to Lemieux. Hit by Smith. Montreal has it at center. Changing up. McPhee tries to get it over the line. He does. And Johnson drilled him.
Third penalty to Jim Johnson. 2 minutes for charging. Time of the penalty, 16 minutes 30 seconds.
Johnson just loaded up and nailed McPhee as soon as he got over the line. And they're lucky that was only 2 minutes for charging. And so 18,000 plus hit the form. And while they all love Super Mario, they are not in love with the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. Carbonneau and Hannon on the face-off. Won by Guy. Chelios trying to forward it to Walter. Ryan Walter. He shoots. Rebound Young. Got a glove on it. Puck is loose. Knocked away. Only to Chelios. And Chelios gets nailed. Oh, baby. Trying to find Carbonneau in the middle. Hannon checked him in the board. Pittsburgh is really hitting. Here comes Hannon. Lemieux pokes it away. Claude Lemieux and Cullen fight for it. Down to Chelios. Tries to go across ice to Carbonneau. Shot. Blocked by Hillier. Pittsburgh will clear. Claude Lemieux will start it. 1:18 to go in the power play. Man, this has been rough. Walter over the line to Chelios. Cullen with a hit. Hannon has it, and they clear all the way down. It's not what I called for. And we'll reset. Gilchrist, Keene, and Skrudland. There's a power play combination in hell. Here comes Ludwig. Yep, Gilchrist over the line to Green. Green shoots, blocked by Zalapsky. Coffey forced to clear, only to Ludwig. 28 seconds to go in the power play. Keene over the line to Gilchrist. For the lead, rebound by Young. Loose in front, Gilchrist. Gonna try a wraparound. He shoots. Young with a huge save. Out to Coffey, and the power play is over. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of fighting JT, but man, this game needs something fierce. You are right. It's a mishmash of players out there. 90 seconds to go in the period. Lemieux to Bort. Pittsburgh. Lemieux behind the net to Bort. Point blank. Shoots. Hayward with the save. Oh. Last minute of the second period. 2-2 the score. 29-18, the shots in favor of Montreal. Lemieux wins it over to Brown. Rob Brown scores!
Pittsburgh goal scored by Rob Brown, his 9th of the season, assisted by number 66, Mario Lemieux, and by Doug Bodger. Time of the goal 19 minutes 22 seconds.
Well, the Penguins go up 3-2. Lemieux won the face-off. He knew exactly where Rob Brown was. Bing, bang, boom. Hayward got beat glove side low, and it's now 3-2 Pens in the last minute. You got a feeling this one's going to have a fight. Bobby Smith will win the face-off. Johnson wins it as Montreal couldn't dump and chase. Quinn at center. The calendar, they dump it, and that's the end of the second period. We're not going to talk to Dave again. That was very nice, though, that we were able to. Shots 14-7 in favor of Montreal. Scoring chances 15-5 in favor of Montreal. Blocked shots 5-2 in favor of the Pens. And the Habs go 0 for 4 on the power play. After 40 minutes, it's Pittsburgh 3, Montreal 2. We'll give you a recap and show you the out-of-town scoreboard right after this. Tonight's beverage of choice is Schweppes Diet Ginger Ale, helping me get through another hockey game. Scoring in the second period, that's a ton, T-O-N-N-E, of chances for Montreal, and they've just done so little with it. Keane made it 2-2 early on in the second at 7:41 on a beautiful pass from Smith and Naslund, and then Rob Brown following a face-off from Mario Lemieux. It's amazing with all the power play chances. Both teams are combined 1 for 7. That mostly everything's been even-handed. Brown is 9th from Lemieux and Bodger. Shots on goal, 29-19 in favor of Montreal. Face-offs, 20-17 in favor of the Pens. Hits, 14-12 in favor of Montreal. Pittsburgh has blocked 10 shots to 3. Montreal has missed 6 shots to 2. Shot attempts, 45 for the Habs, 24 for the Pens. And scoring chances, 26-12. Time on the attack, 5:40 for Montreal, 2:29 for the Pens. Elsewhere in the National Hockey League tonight, second period at the Garden in Boston, 2-0 Boston over Buffalo. Marc Messier has both the goals for Edmonton. They lead 2-1 in the first, the second one coming at the 8:31 mark. Kevin Edins tally the only scorer as the Whale lead New Jersey 1-0. Rangers 4-1 over the Flyers in the second. 5-3 in the third now. Quebec over the Islanders. And the Blues have tied the Leafs at 2. Walt Podubny scored at the 29-second mark to give Quebec a 5-3 lead. And Brett Hull, fresh from Calgary, at 8:31, and that tied the game for St. Louis. Now, I'm assuming for the Rangers that Sheldon that scored 2 goals in a game and not Ulf. So, third period, 3-2 Pittsburgh. Lemieux and Smith out for the faceoff. Won by Montreal. Naslund dumps it in for Keane. Another penalty coming up. Are you not seeing that? Hit F5 to refresh it. Keane, he shoots, and who's the penalty on?
Pittsburgh penalty to number 25, Kevin Stevens, 2 minutes for tripping.
All right, so Kevin Stevens got called for the trip. Gene Bracco is yelling from the Pittsburgh bench. And so McPhee on the left, Naslund on the right against Lemieux and Bourque. Johnson and Dykstra to try to kill this for Pittsburgh. Chelios and Robinson for Montreal. Lemieux and Smith, won by Mario. And here's the fight. Dykstra and Chelios, and Dykstra knocked him down to the ice.
To Steve Dykstra, 5 minutes for fighting. Montreal penalty to number 24, Chris Chelios, 5 minutes for fighting. Time of the penalties, 40 seconds.
So as they were setting up for the face-off, Dykstra and Chelios, you going to go? We want to go. We want to go. And Chelios said, bring it on, my man. And Dykstra did. And Chelios will take one to the ice. It's not what the Habs needed. Might be what Pittsburgh needed with the lead. 1:43 in the power play. And the face-off this time will come to the right of Hayward. Lemieux versus Smith. Won by Pittsburgh. Coffee short-handed bid. Checked on by Smith. Here come the Habs. They're bringing up the ice. McPhee over the line to Naslund. Tic-tac-toe. Robinson to McPhee. Mike McPhee will penetrate on Phil Bourque. And Bourque knocked him off the puck. My goodness gracious. The Penguins clear. A minute to go on the power play. Svoboda along the wall to Smith. Over the line to Naslund. Zalapsky knocks him off the puck. Lemieux will clear. 30 seconds to go. The best game the Penguins have played all year. Claude Lemieux over the line to Desjardins. Desjardins Shoots! Young with a save. Gives it for Hillier, and Pittsburgh kills another one. The Habs are 0 for 6. $17:37 to go. Smith or Stevens will dump it in. Ludwig from Hayward. Now Walter. Over the line to Gilchrist. Stevens with a poke check. Here come the Pens. They're going to change. This one has been a naughty, naughty game. Lemieux behind the net. Starts the rush. Dumps and chases. Another penalty coming. Desjardins gets called for it.
Montreal penalty to Eric Desjardins, 2 minutes for interference, time of the penalty, 3 minutes 22 seconds.
So Desjardins kind of held a stick, got away with the first time, but not the second. And so Pittsburgh will get the power play. 16:38 to go in the game. They lead 3-2. Lemieux out there with Stevens and Brown. Coffey and Zalapsky on the ice. Keane and Charbonneau. Not Carbonneau. I'll change that. Carbonneau and McPhee. Out there is Svoboda and Green. Face-off is won by Carbonneau. Cleared by Green, and here come the Pens. Lemieux to Stevens. Hit by Svoboda. McPhee can they actually get a shorthanded bid here. McPhee and Green against Zalapsky. McPhee shorthanded. McPhee misses wide left. McPhee has it again. They're going to try it again. Carbonneau to McPhee over the line. Coffey with a check. Back come the Penguins. 15:41 to go. 1:03 in the power play. Stevens. One-timer. Hayward makes the save. Wow. So Walter and Naslund out there with Robinson and Ludwig. Quinn, Cunningworth, and Cullen with Hillier and Johnson. Face-off is won by Montreal. Quinn got it, but Montreal kept it. Ludwig will clear. 44 seconds to go. In the power play, Quinn to Cullen. They dump it in. Robinson will clear for the Habs, or try to. Walter, hit by Hillier. Pittsburgh will keep it in. Cunningworth. Randy Cunningworth, hit by Walter. Power play is over. Montreal skates it out. Pittsburgh will change. Walter breaks it out. Lemieux through center. It's not what I asked for, right? Oh, these lines just aren't doing what I'm telling them to do. They can't control it. Changes everywhere. Johnson skates it for the Pens. Over to Quinn. He's offside. We got a face-off. 13:59. Nobody left in the boxes now. Quinn and Gilchrist face off just in front of the Montreal line. Won by the Habs. Gilchrist plays dump and chase. Charbonneau to Kordic. Now to Charbonneau. Can they actually get a shot? Gilchrist behind the net. No. Bodger with a hit. Here come the Pens. Defense needs to be changed. Caulfield over to Cunningworth. Cunningworth shoots. Hayward with a save. Got a pad on it. Puck is loose. Cullen and Gilchrist get it. Brent has it. Now to Ludwig. Montreal needs a timeout. They'll change up. Keane. Over the line to Smith. Bobby Smith with a slap attempt. He shoots. Young with a good save. Bounces away. Puck is loose. Bodger and Smith fight for it along the boards. Bodger has it over to Cunningworth. Here come the Pens. 12:42 to go. Lemieux's on the ice. Mario clears it all the way down. Not an icing call, however. And Chelios as we get line changes. Puck is loose. Brown and Skrudland are fighting along the board. Skrudland to Desjardins. Now Pittsburgh at center. Cullen. Cunneyworth dumps it in. Cunneyworth to Zalapski. Can they work a shot? Cunneyworth behind the net. He's good. Now in front of the net. He shoots. Hayward with a save. Rebound to McPhee. 11:28 to go. Desjardins chips it over to Skrudland, but only to Young, and Young will leave it for Coffey. And everybody changes up. 11:07 to go. Quinn across the line for the Pens. Dykstra back to Quinn. Dan Quinn's got one. He shoots. Hayward with a stop. It bounces away to Carbonneau. Desjardins. Chelios. Walter shoots it in for Charbonneau. Back to Walter, who can't get it. It's been a frustrating one for Montreal. They've outshot Pittsburgh 32-23, but Pittsburgh leads at 3-2. Halfway home in the third. Airy over the line to Dan Quinn. Now Johnson hit by Carbonneau. Montreal. Has the puck. They need a TV timeout. Something fierce. Keane behind the net. Has it over to Smith. Bobby Smith with the shot. He'll fire. Blocked by Johnson. And Pittsburgh clears it. Desjardins. Now behind his own net. 9:38 to go. Ludwig. Over to Smith. They play in the zone. Ludwig. A blocked by Bork. Now to Johnson. 9:18 to go. Lemieux on the ice for Pittsburgh. Lemieux comes across offside, and we finally get the TV timeout. $8:57 in the third. 3-2 Pittsburgh. All right, let's take a look at the Digital Dice scoreboard. In Boston, the Sabres are on the board. Mike Foligno scored in the last minute of the second period, 2-1 Bruins. 12:01 to go in regulation time there. Lacombe at the 1:07 mark for Edmonton makes it 4-2 over the Caps in the second period. Hartford hanging on to a 1-0 lead over New Jersey. In the third, it's the Rangers 4, the Flyers 1, Quebec 5, the Islanders 3 in the third, and Toronto and St. Louis in the second are still tied at 2. So Skrudland and Lemieux, Chelios and Robinson on for the face-off. Won by Mario, and Brown will ice it. And so now that will be in the Pittsburgh zone, Lemieux and Skrudland. Lemieux is out there against Claude Lemieux, by the way. Mario wins it. Now Brown in the zone, but Robinson will have it. Habs are going to get aggressive. 8:17 to go in the game. Chelios to Skrudland over the line to McPhee. Mike McPhee with a slapper. Blocked by Johnson. Loose puck. Mario over to Bort. Now Bort dumps it in for Lemieux. Lemieux to Hillier. Hillier can't play it. 7.5 to go. 3-2 Pens. Claude Lemieux tries to find Chris Chelios. This game is not making changes. Hit by Hillier. Pittsburgh. Coffey. Both teams change. Cullen dumps it in, but Hayward will have it and plays it to Charbonneau. 6:35 to go in the third. Cunneyworth and Walter fight along the boards. Walter has it over to Carbonneau, but Cunneyworth will steal it. Here come the Pens. Cullen to Caulfield to Coffey. Coffey, right side slapper. Coffee, that misses everything wide left. Svoboda to Carbonneau. And Montreal will change. 5:53 to go. 3-2 Pittsburgh. Keene, first line in, hit by Airy. Pens have it. Coffee to Quinn. Dumps it in to Airy. Airy loses it. Montreal has it at center. Naslund going to try to skate it in. Smith. Bobby Smith to Keene. Ludwig to Naslund. Mike Keene going to penetrate on Bob Airy. Flipped in the corner. Naslund. Keene. Airy takes the puck away. Oh my goodness. Now Quinn. Bodger on the counter. Ludwig with a steal. .429 to go. Both teams change up. Green to Walter. They clear it to center. Here's Hillier. 4:06 to go. Cullen dumps it in. Cunningworth to Caulfield. He loses the puck. Svoboda. 3:47 to go. Carbonneau to Charbonneau. Penalty coming up. Cunningworth and Walter.
Pittsburgh penalty to Randy Cunningworth. 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal penalty to Ryan Walter. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 16 minutes 28 seconds.
This one has not been one you would take the girlfriend to. Lemieux and Skrudland are in the out for the face-off in the Pittsburgh zone. 3:32 to go. Shots 32-23 in favor of Montreal, but the Penguins lead the Habs 3-2. And the face-off was won by Mario. They dump it in the corner. Stevens, Lemieux, back to Stevens. He can't hold on to it. Chelios, as Montreal needs to be aggressive. Chelios to Skrudland. Brian Skrudland with a slapper. Lemieux with a block. You don't want Lemieux blocking shots. Kevin Stevens has the puck. Under 3 minutes. Both teams change. Coffee to Calendar, and that will be an icing call. Carbonneau and Quinn. 2:32 to go. You figure that Hayward will head to the bench in about, a minute 10 or so. Carbonneau hopes to draw this back. He does. To Naslund. Back to Charbonneau. Over to Ludwig. Johnson knocks him off the puck. 1:58 to go. Here come the Pens. They change up. Phil Bort skates it in. Stevens to Brown. Lemieux's line is in. Lemieux over to Stevens. Now Lemieux, they play tic-tac-toe. Stevens is going to get the shot. He fires. Hayward. And the Pens will call time. So 1:28 to go. Face off in the Montreal zone. They can't pull Hayward yet. Yeah, Pittsburgh's played a really good game. Shots in the period, as JT says, that they've tightened up. You bet they have. Montreal has been held to 3 shots. Lemieux and Smith, won by Bobby Smith. Naslund, 1:20 to go. Naslund over the line to Smith. Trying to find Chelios. Winds and fire. Blocked by Lemieux. Lemieux, they can't get Hayward out. 1 minute to go. Quinn line is on. Calendar, he clears it. Now they can yank him. 57 seconds to go. Claude Lemieux is the extra skater. Lemieux, that's Claude. Naslund over the line, but they can't keep it in. Now they do. 53 seconds. Claude Lemieux trying to find Bobby Smith. Bobby Smith for the tie. No! Shot save, Young, rebound, loose in front, Zalapsky, but only to Keene. 39 seconds. Keene finds Claude Lemieux. He fires. That's blocked by Callender. He'll keep it. Callender. There's no goalie in the other end. Coffee, Callender. Empty netter blocked by Robinson. Now to Smith. 22 seconds left. 3-2 Pittsburgh. Naslund dumps it around. Bobby Smith at center. 17 seconds to go. Smith over the line to Naslund. Can they get the shot? Bobby Smith is just going to shoot it. He fires, scores! Bobby Smith ties it!
Montreal goal scored by number 15, Bobby Smith, his 5th of the season, assisted by number 24, Chris Chelios, and by number 26, Mats Naslund. Time of the goal 20 minutes.
At the siren! Pittsburgh is demanding a video replay. And they're reminding Pittsburgh that there was no video replay. Don Cherry has left the building. That goal came at 20 minutes. This game was over. Well, technically 1959 with the extra skater on. Smith, I didn't think they were going to get the shot off, but Smith did. He did not. He had a chance to penetrate. He was smart. He didn't do it. And he fired home the tying goal as the siren sounds. So it's 3-3. Chelios and Naslund with the assists. Pittsburgh thought they had 2 points. Shots in the period 5-5. And the band plays on. It's 5 minutes of overtime. First one to score wins. And if we're tied after 5 minutes, then we're tied. And neither team has a tie this year. Third period, Boston 2, Buffalo 1. Second period, Edmonton 4, Washington 2. Third period, Hartford leads the Devils 1-0. I don't think any of these scores have changed. So it's 5-on-5 in 88. Smith and Lemieux. Won by Smith. Over the line. Keene with a slapper. He shoots wide everything. Bort to Lemieux. Knocked off by Smith. Montreal has it at center. Remember, Montreal hasn't used their timeout yet. Smith, onside over the line. Coffee knocks him down. Here come the Pens. Coffee, hit by Smith at center ice. And the first minute and a half hasn't seen any shots, but it has seen some hits. Svoboda on the change. Green to Svoboda over to Skrulin. He'll lose it. The Pens will change. 3:18 to go. Quinn to Callender. He loses it. Montreal at center. Claude Lemieux under 3 to go. Skrulin over the line to McPhee. Hillier with a big hit. Here comes Callender. Pittsburgh on the rush. Svoboda and Green. Callender to Airy. Back to Quinn. To Callender. For the win. Oh my goodness, he missed everything wide left. 2:24 to go. Here come the Habs. Ludwig to Walter. They clear it for an icing. 1:59 to go. And it's 3-3. Jack Callender isn't quite Super Mario out there for sure. Did we lose Dave for real? No. So 1:59 in overtime. Shots in the extra period, none. The Habs tonight 0 for 6 on the power play. Carbonneau and Cullen on the face-off. Won by Montreal. Walter ices the puck. And now Mario is back on the ice with 1:53 to go. Lemieux versus Carbonneau. Won by Guy. Montreal skates it up to center. Charbonneau over to Walter, over the line. Charbonneau for Walter. Cross-eye hit by Stevens. 1:21 to go. Dykstra to Stevens. Gets rid of it and loses it in the zone. Carbonneau to Desjardins to Charbonneau. For Carbonneau, it's for the win. Can he do it? Yes! Guy Carbonneau wins the game! Guy Carbonneau!
Montreal goal scored by Guy Carbonneau, his 5th of the season, assisted by Jose Charbonneau, and by Eric Desjardins. Time of the goal 3 minutes 57 seconds.
And so Montreal steals 2 points. Guy Carbonneau from AHL scrub Charbonneau. Carbonneau from Charbonneau and Desjardins. How about that? So not resubbing. Montreal has won this one 4-3. And now it's time for tonight's 3 stars, brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web. So the overtime goal at 3:57, Carbonneau from Charbonneau and Desjardins. Dan Quinn is a number 3 star tonight. 1 goal, 1 assist for the Pens. By the way, Mario Lemieux won 15 faceoffs. Hillier had 5 blocks, and Young had 31 saves. All Shane Corson did is earn a 3-game suspension. Mats Naslund, the number 2 star, a goal and 2 assists. And Bobby Smith, your number 1 star, a goal and 2 assists. Lemieux, an assist tonight. He had 2 scoring chances and a shot, 28 face-offs, and skated 28 minutes and 54 seconds. JT Dutch says, I can just read the game recap where it would say, the form ghosts were present for this one. Yeah. Bobby Smith had 7 hits. All right, you ready to see the rest of the night in hockey? Sure you are. Come on. So here's the rest of the night in hockey. Boston beat Buffalo 3-1. Cam Neely, a goal and 2 assists. He had a hand in all 3 goals. Stevie Kasper and Lehman had the other goals. Edmonton 9-5 over Washington. Mark Messier 2 goals and 3 assists. Carson 2 goals and an assist, and Ridley in a losing effort 2 goals and an assist. Hartford off to a 5-3-2 start. They beat the Devils 3-1. Kevin Anine had 2 goals. Peter Sidorkiewicz had 29 saves, and Tippett had 3 assists. Stevie Yzerman continues to lead the NHL in scoring. He had a goal and an assist as the Red Wings beat the North Stars 3-2. Cicerelli with 2 goals from Minnesota, and O'Connell had the 3rd. Guy Carbonneau's winner in overtime makes Montreal 8-4. They have a 4-point lead over Hartford in the division. But Boston, by the way, has been playing a lot better. They are now tied with Buffalo for that last playoff spot. Rangers 5-2 over the Flyers. Dahlin with 2 goals. Van Beesbrook 36 saves. How about that? And Nicholas Sandstrom a goal and an assist. Well, Podubnin the number 1 star as Quebec beats the Islanders 5-3. The Dubber had a goal and an assist. Michel Goulet a goal and an assist. And Joe Sakic a goal and an assist. And finally, Toronto moves to 4-8-1. They beat the Blues 4-2. Mario Marois a goal and an assist. Todd Gill, a goal and an assist. And Kenny Reagan, here's a name you don't hear very often, had 40 saves in the effort. Next week is our 2 hockey game week. We'll be with you Thursday night. We got games coming up against Edmonton, Winnipeg, Chicago. 2 against Chicago, as a matter of fact. And Boston. And I believe the Edmonton game is actually on my birthday. So November, we'll have 5 to 6 games for you as we continue. And so thank you so much for hanging in there. The final score in overtime. Montreal 4, Pittsburgh 3. Have yourself a great night, everybody.